This video is completely not premeditated. I simply woke up and I thought to myself, as an artist, why do we sometimes draw when we don't want to draw, but we feel like we are obligated to draw even though we don't have any sort of inspiration? It's kind of like we feel if we don't put in effort enough, we might decline. But just like the title of the video says, you are a better artist than you think. Let's face it, we sometimes, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people post on social media to try and validate their art. They think that if your art is good enough, it should do well on social media. And then when it doesn't do well, you see them post another thing, something like, well, my art flopped, so I'm going to post it a second time, or well, it didn't do well on Instagram, I'll post it on Twitter now. It's kind of like they feel they have to validate why their art doesn't do well. See, I get it sometimes. We feel that social media is the place where everyone is. So if it's not well appreciated on social media, we feel we haven't done a good enough job. It's quite understandable, but we need to always remember that social media should not be used as a metric to measure how good we are at art. No one sees the hours, the time, the efforts, the planning that goes into all the drawings. They only see the actual painting. I mean, I've been seeing on TikTok now that a lot of people are hating on some kind of art, but that's besides the point. The thing is, when people don't appreciate art, it's not because the art is not good. They simply just don't resonate with the painting or the drawing or the topic of whatever the thing you drew was. It's just preference. Everyone has their own preferences, and because of that, they lean towards specific things compared to other things. For example, if I see a hyper-realistic painting, portrait, digital art now, it doesn't move me as much as a hyper-realistic traditional painting would. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not because digital art is not as good as traditional art. I mean, me, myself, I do a lot of digital art. I have a few paintings on canvases, traditional art pieces. But there's a feel that traditional hyper-realistic paintings give me that hyper-realistic digital paintings will not give me. It can be different for others. That's why you see people who love using AI generated images for things like concept designs, character design, like coming up with concepts that they want to use for, I don't know, maybe a game, movie, things they're working on, animation. Some prefer that 3D look that a computer generated image will give. And at the same time, there are still others who are in love with digital art but completely hate AI generated images. It's just the way it is. Preferences lead people to choose something over the other. Let's even put preferences aside. Sometimes we just don't post at the right time. It happens. But that shouldn't dictate if your skills are good or not. Well, if it comes down to skill, the only thing we can do as artists is to keep practicing, do more research, learn more things. Let's say if we feel we can't draw hands, we shouldn't just keep trying to draw hands without actually putting effort to study hands. Maybe not study per se, because to be honest, I never actually sat down, set days apart to draw specific parts of the body. I just draw it and then watch a couple videos here and there, and then I try again. And then with time, it's like muscle memory. When you do something over and over again, correcting little by little, you will not ever need to specifically set aside a huge sum of time to learn that one thing, like in this case, drawing hands. Another way I can illustrate it is the drawing the human head. I know when I was starting out at art, I saw tutorials on using the Loomis method. You know, I don't know how else to explain. It's just called the Loomis method. You might have to look that up. I'll put an image on screen. But the Loomis method, I saw that a lot, but it never actually made sense to me. Not that it didn't make sense to me, I probably was just not patient enough to learn it, but it seemed like such a hassle to learn to draw using the Loomis method, so I never actually did it. I just know what a face looks like. But I mean, I always use guidelines. I have to say, I always use guidelines. But I usually just know what a face looks like. But when I start with the eyes, let me say that when I start with the eyes, the nose comes next, because I know the kind of distance the nose and the eyes should have from each other. The point of what I'm saying is this: if you feel you're not good at something, practice. If practicing blindly is not enough, then actually set out time. Like I said, in my case, I never actually set out time. but it varies widely from person to person. Some people have to actually put down time and sit to get the thing done. Now back to the video title that says, "You are a better artist than you think." Think of it actually. 2 years ago, you started drawing, or let's just say from whenever you started painting, drawing, creating art. Are you going to say there is zero improvements? I mean, I guess not. You won't say there's zero improvement, because if you look back, like right now that I'm talking to you, look back at your art, the way it was before, and look at it now. Do you see that improvement? The thing is, in the moment, we may not see that we are improving drastically, but as time goes on, with the little changes, little improvements here and there, better eyes, better face proportions, better body proportions, all this good stuff, we then see the changes compound over time. It's not something that happens drastically. That's why if you draw something today and you draw another thing tomorrow, you may not see the so much improvement that you desire. But as years go by, months go by, weeks go by, you start to see that, well, it's like I'm actually improving. I'm not just wasting my time here. That's the beauty of art. It requires patience to an extent. You can't just, it's like, how do I think of it? It's like skateboarding. You can't pick up a skateboard today and expect to do a kickflip the next day when you just started learning today. You know what I mean? Everything takes time. Everything takes time, just like learning a new language. Every single thing takes time. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not drawing in ProCreate because I just got myself a new drawing tablet, the XP Pen Artist 13.3 Pro. I've never had a tablet, I mean an on-screen drawing tablet. I've always had those ones that you like draw on and then you look at your monitor, but it's not actually on the thing you're drawing on. It's a pen tablet. Yeah, I've had those, but never actually the one that I can draw on the screen itself. It's really useful. It's helpful, I have to say. I'm enjoying it so much. That's why I'm making this painting on. And if you're still here, my friends, leave a like, drop a subscribe. Drop a comment and also subscribe. Thank you. Oh, and I don't know if you've seen the post I put out, but if you have any suggestions on what you want me to draw next, anything, call it any single thing, multiple things, because I want to do it in a live. If you have 2, 3, or even if it's just one thing you want me to draw, drop it in the post or drop it in the comments here right now. Anything you want me to draw, and in my live video coming up soon, I will draw all those things you want. Yeah, so that's where we're at. That's all I have to say for now. I mean, I just woke up, I was like, wait, why do every artist feel that they're terrible at some point? I just felt obligated to an extent to put this out there. I mean, you don't see lots of videos like this. I mean, you've probably noticed again, this video is unlike my other videos with all those editing and effects things. It's just me talking right now. I hope this is interesting for you to watch. I hope you like it. If this is a format you would like, just let me know. Or if you prefer my other kinds of videos, also let me know. Doesn't matter to me. I'll do whatever you like. Thank you.